Shouts out to my beloved brother, Amin Ray. My beloved fraternal, he's not my fraternal brother, but he is my constituent and one of my students. Brought up a very interesting fact concerning the dome around your planet. You hear me? 29 years I've been on this shit. That nigga was on it 29 weeks. And all of a sudden he a master teacher. Man, sit your goofy ass down and go rap. Go be a rapper, nigga. 29 years. I waited 14 years before I even started teaching. And my community is growing every fucking week. All the fence strators, they slither away. They get the fuck on up out of there. They're like, oh shit, this shit for real. These motherfuckers not bullshitting. They get scared and go back to their religious institutions. Tell me I'm lying. That's what niggas do. They go back to their religious institutions. They don't want the truth. You hear me? But they tell you it's a dome over your planet. Okay, we had 30,000 lights. We need to get up to the board. They'll tell you that it's got a new generated diamond. Let me go ahead and post that. See, I gotta play TikTok and shit. Because if I don't, thank you for the gift, beloved. If it was a dome over the planet, when the thunder go off in New York, the people in Atlanta would be able to hear it if you lived in the dome. I'm going to say that one more time. If you really lived in a dome, when it lightens and thunders in New York, the people in Atlanta should be able to hear it because the oscillation of the sound waves should bounce off the dome, and everybody in New Jersey, Virginia, New Hampshire, Philadelphia, Ohio, Kentucky, Tennessee, Georgia, South Carolina, and North Carolina, they should hear it. If you lived in the dome. You hear me? Can you go over the electromagnetic field of the body? Yeah, let's go on up to the board. Y'all tap that screen. Y'all doing a great job so far. Thank you to the people that's in here. I'm glad I got the Rashid Jamilites up out of this motherfucker. Get their ass up out of here. Right? He should be ashamed of himself. Talking about this fucking pigeons with cameras on them. Man, he need to sit down, man. Dude taking y'all nowhere fast. They told me to come on here and do this. I do this on behalf of the ancestral plane. Now, what's your question about the electromagnetic? You know how I do, Shamari. We ain't gonna play them type of things. You gotta ask the question, man. Let me hold that so I can remember my page. Can it emit from the body from the lower and upper half in the left and right hemisphere? You all over the place again, per usual. You're going to have to deduce your conveyance into a tolerable form that can be processed. It came out real confusing. You don't want to leave the people confused, man. You see, when you're talking about the electromagnetic spectrum, right, I'm gonna just keep talking until you get it together. When you're talking about the electromagnetic spectrum, You're talking about the auric field. Some of y'all call that the firmament or the dome. That's that Rashad Jamil talk, right? That's your aura. And as I always say, you are 7.5 million times smaller than your planet. The planet is over 23,564 miles in equilateral diameter. 23,564 equilateral miles. You're not even 1 mile long. Hell, you're not even a half a mile long. You ain't even a half of a mile, which would be a quarter of a mile long. Hell, you're not even a half of a quarter of a mile long. You're not even a 32nd of a mile long. You about 64th of a mile long, if that. And that's giving you 1/64th of 1 mile. Between Houston, Texas, and Atlanta, Georgia, it's over 800 miles. Just between those states. So you are very minuscule in comparison on a seismic scale when it comes to the planet that you're inhabiting on the surface. Where people say that the planet is small or that the planet is flat. But in order for something to be flat, it had to first be inflated. And once it has been deflated, then you can say that it's flat. But it's based on inflation. You hear me? It's not based on 2 dimensions, which is 1, 2 dimensions. This would be 3 dimensions. Right? He said, how does it emit from the body? You talking about the electromagnetic field? You made up of electricity, and magnetism, and molecules, and cells, and atoms. Atoms have protons, neutrons, and electrons. You see that? You should know this, Shamari. You're going to make me upset, brother. I done went through this 3 or 4 times. You need to go watch some YouTube videos. You need to watch some YouTube videos, bro. For real, man. We done went over this already. And when you came here and entered into a sperm cell, right? Because you got soul, you got ether, which is the byproduct, or soul at its lowest resonance. The residue of the soul gives off ether. The residue of the ether gives off spirit, and the residue of spirit gives off electromagnetism. Right? And then that electromagnetism passes through the resonance, right? That you call the Schumann resonance, right? And the Schumann resonance is middle C, which is equal to 432 hertz. See that? And you end up through the electromagnetic energy in your father's pineal gland. And once you come through the pineal gland, you end up in the gonads and you get coated in what you're referring to as semen, right? Or seminal fluid. And it holds that electromagnetic charge at 432 hertz. That's where they get the word semen from, which is really a C man, middle C, which is also equal to the sound of ohm, which is the sound of the sun, right? The Latin word for sun is soul, right? Which is inhibiting the sperm cell. So the soul is like a little dot inside the sperm cell. It's almost like you in a spacecraft or like a mothership. That's how much of you is needed in order to incarnate into this realm. And the electromagnetism is drawing all of the cells to your body once you enter into your mother and you gestate in the ovum, which is the egg, right? That's sitting inside of her fallopian tubes. And then the mother begins to, she starts to generate an extra sexual organ that's referred to as the placenta. And the electromagnetic energy that's covering that fetus, the magnetism is so strong. That's why a woman has a nasal drip. She has sinus when she becomes pregnant, because that sinus in her nose, right, is pulling in all of the particles from the planet, and it's going into that sperm cell or that egg or that fetus. And it's the magnetism from the elements of the planet that's making up the material form. So all this stuff start off on a cellular level, and it's coming from an atomic level. Because a sperm cell has over, listen, a sperm cell has over, it takes over 100,000 atoms to make up a sperm cell. You can't even see a sperm cell with your physical eye. You need a microscope. You need microtechnology involved just to see one sperm cell. Now you can see a coagulation of millions of sperm cells, and it appear like a little white, filmy, milky substance. But just one tiny sperm cell, you can't see that with your eye. They got to put it up under a microscope. Are you following that? You following that, Shamari? Right? Your consciousness begins to generate vertebrae, which allows a pole for that current to flow through. That's the electromagnetic spectrum of your planet. And it's going through your mother's head all the way down into the solar plexus. And it's reaching you through the sacral area. Because like I told y'all before, the first place you start receiving information is in your stomach, not your head. You're tied to the placenta, the umbilical cord. So you think with your gut before you think with your head. Or you process information with your head, but it get received through the gut. You wasn't eating through your mouth while you was in your mama. You was eating through here. And they call this the solar plexus, right? Look at that. I hope this answered your question, man. But you need to go back and watch them videos, man. You in the tech community. You be overthinking, man. He said with resembling like features the pretender. I don't know what that means. Let me see. Probably shouts out to 210. I don't know what you're saying, 210. Yeah, I hope that answers your question, though. And say, how valuable is the placenta? The placenta is generated out of the sacral area, right? And most people on this planet, primarily 6 ether albino beings. Listen, refer to Ezekiel 16:4. Most of these beings do not have a placenta, meaning that their children are not born with an umbilical cord, meaning that they do not have to cut an umbilical cord for some of these children, meaning that they're 2/3 or 1/3 human being. Yeah, Ezekiel 16:4. It tells you about the beast man that was in sackcloth and did not swaddle their children. And the children was born without placentas. The same way that a pit bull, where y'all to be raising them little pits and them kennels, and the mother is pregnant with pups, right? And she let all them puppies out. You don't have to get down there and cut no umbilical cord. Same thing with a cat. When a cat get pregnant with child and it let out all them kittens, you don't got to cut no umbilical cord because it's on an animal frequency. Why you think they care so much about the animals? Right? And they call the dog man's best friend. That's their best friend. They lick the dog all in the mouth. Tell me I'm lying. And this for educational purposes only, TikTok. I'm not castigating anyone that decides to lick their dog in the mouth. Right? The dog lay all in the bed. They put gym shoes on the dog's feet. They make specialized dog food for the dog. It's dogs that live better than humans. That's called bestiality. Dog all in the front seat. Dog all in the in the driver's seat with the owner. Got his head all out the window and shit. Somebody driving all crazy in front of you. You like, damn, why this nigga driving all crazy? Like, man, let me get around this motherfucker. You get around him, it's a big ass Labrador all out the driver's side. He said, my dog sleep with. You better get that filthy animal out the bed. Shouldn't be sleeping with no damn dog. You need to be sleeping with a woman if you a man. If you a woman, you need to be having a man in the bed, not no damn dog. That's not natural. I'll be doing you a disservice if I didn't tell you that. I'm not advocating for none of this bestiality, none of this beast-like behavior. That's the mark of the beast. You've been marked by the beast. I told you, you spent 15 years working. You spent 15, and that's 1 + 5 = 6. You spent 15 years being entertained. Are you not entertained? That's 1 + 5 = 6. You spent 24 years in the bathroom preparing for both of these, right? Hygienial. That's 2 + 4 = 6. And you spent 12 years in school. That's 12 years. We call that 6 + 6. Look at all them sixes. Right? So you got 15, 15, 24, and 12. That's 66 years. Not to mention the 12 years that you spent on your cell phone. Doom scrolling. You spent 12 years on your cell phone. That's 78 years of your life. They didn't already deduced you into 5 moves. He call that 5-move checkmate. And by the time you're 78, they say, okay, you got 22 years to live the rest of your life. By then, you got diabetes. You got rheumatoid arthritis, right? You got gout. You can't see. You can't hear. You can't remember shit. And the devil then took everything up out of your ass, and then he pat you on the ass and say, now go live the rest of your life. Go ahead and you can retire now, baby. Go ahead. Go ahead, give it all you got. You end up in a damn nursing home. The guinea pig for a lot of witches. Nurses being there killing people on purpose. Taking your blood and making pentagrams out the shit. This was going on. And for you goofy ass overzealous Christians, this show you how spellbound they are. Because I don't advocate for Baphomet. I don't advocate for Lilith. I don't advocate for Lucifer, the devil, pentagrams, hexagrams, none of that shit. I don't tell people to tap into something dark. A Christian will hear me say all of that and still come in here and call me the devil. When I just told you, fuck Lucifer, fuck Satan, fuck Baphomet, and you still will come in here and call me a devil. When you ain't banging on them, you trying to bang on me instead of banging on the devil. I don't see Christians going at the devil. They come at the brothers like me that actually do bang on the devil. Make that shit make sense. Any other questions? We got any other questions in the comments section? Put it in the comments section. Any other questions? Let's get them likes up, man. Let's get to 100K. You know. What's your question? I didn't see it, loved one. You're gonna have to post it again. Hold up. Yeah, post it again. I'm looking through the comments section now. Okay, there it is. Does spirit world have a universal landscape, or is it subjective to the person like the dream world? That's an excellent question. Shouts out to IB6969, right? When you're talking about the spiritual realm, it ain't the spiritual realm, beloved. See how you got a physical body and you got a spiritual body? Well, you got, and I didn't put this up, this on the YouTube already, but we're going to go over it now. You got the physical universe. Your physical universe has over 52 sextillion galaxies, right? That's 21 sets of 3 zeros. That's your physical universe. Now, what you're referring to is the spiritual universe, right? You got the spiritual universe. And the spiritual universe is so expansive that the physical universe is like a little germ inside the spiritual universe. That's to give you a scale of how expansive, listen, the omniverse is. And we ain't even started diving into the multiverse. You hear me? Are you following me so far? I don't want to lose you. I hope you're picking up what I'm putting down, TV 6969. He said, does the spirit world have a landscape as a subjective? And when you talk about the dream world, see, here go another thing. Here go the physical earth, and here go the spiritual earth, right? Here is where you dream. This is the awakened realm, This is the sleep realm, and this is the spirit realm, or the spirit earth. These are two earths. So when you go to sleep, you go to the spiritual version of the planet. Just like you got a spiritual body, the earth has a spiritual body as well, right? He said, click on the gift box exclusive and go pop and the gold popular arrow to get more people in here. I don't see that. Where's that at, loved one? Where's it at, Defangio? I don't see it. Oh, hit that. Okay. Hit the popular. Okay. I don't know how to play TikTok, man. I'm sorry. I'm learning. Dr. Ray don't know it all, man. Okay, I see the vote. Okay. I don't want to fight with nobody. I hope I did that right. So what happens is when you go to sleep, what's considered 5 minutes in this realm is 5 hours in the spirit realm, right? 5 minutes here is 5 hours there. So let's just say you get 8 hours of sleep, or let's just say for every hour is equivalent to 300 hours. 1 hour in the awakened realm on the physical earth, right? The physical earth. That's where you were part of this shit. When you go to sleep, your whole universe shrink. And the spirit earth belong to all of this shit. You follow? And you in that little universe for 300 hours. 300 hours. That's the equivalent. That's in 1 hour. You done spent 12 days, 6 hours, and let's just call it 90 minutes, which you might as well call that a whole nother hour. But you done been over there in 1 hour. You took a 1 hour nap, you done been in the spirit, in the spiritual version of the earth that long. So let's just call it 8 hours of rest. In 8 hours of rest, you done equated to 2,400 hours. You see that? 2,400 hours and 8 hours of sleep. That's the equivalent of a full season of time in the awakened realm. So things occur different in what you're referring to as the dream realm, because the dream realm is the bypass into the spiritual universe. That's the lowest end of the spectrum within the spiritual universe. You got the dream realm. You got the doorway of death. Beneath the doorway of death is the underworld. Beneath the underworld is purgatory. Beneath purgatory is the wasteland. Beneath the wasteland is the negative dark dimension. Those are the lower fields or the bowels of what you're referring to as the spiritual universe, or in this case, the spiritual earth. That's the way that the spectrum works once you cross the bypass of what you're referring to as the dream realm or the sleep realm. And the dream is just a term that your unconscious mind can come up with because it's not capable of traversing this field. He said, you ain't been in none of them places, fam. Swamp it. Do you got a question? I'm not talking hearsay. Do you got a question? Maurice. I know your mama ain't spell your name like that. You here for a short time, not a long time, ass nigga. Do you got a question? Because you breaking up the live right now. You got the nerve to put Tupac face on Benjamin Franklin bill. You hear what we just said about Benjamin Franklin? This just show us what type of frequency that you on. He said, prove you been there. Nigga, I done died before. How about that? I ain't got to prove myself to you. What's your question? What's your question, coward? Because we can't even see who you are. Talking about I'm talking hearsay. Don't be trolling. Now, see, for my people in the tech space. You see, these are the type of beings that I'm talking about. You're right, beloved. I ain't gonna waste my energy on his ass. You said you want me to prove it. Let me prove it to his goofy ass. I'm gonna go ahead and mute him first, though. Let me go ahead and mute him. I ain't gonna even block your ass. I'm gonna mute you the entire live. What I want you to do, Maurice, right? You die every night when you go to sleep. But that's another, we ain't gonna even go there. Let me go ahead and prove to him. Maurice, which I know your mama didn't spell your name that way. But listen, Maurice, if she did, she need to go get some hooked on phonics. Maurice, you go find somebody that's in a wheelchair and ask them, listen, when they go to sleep, are they still in that wheelchair or are they walking around and functioning? Ask them that. I guarantee you that they tell you, no, man, I'm not being in no wheelchair when I sleep. I be walking around. Just like a nigga that get locked up, right? A nigga get locked up and he be dreaming that he not locked up. It feel real and everything. He think his ass not locked up no more. Then he wake up and his ass still locked up. That's why when a nigga be locked up for a long time, they be mad. Because they done had that dream that they wasn't locked up. He went to another dimension that was off world. Now, if that ain't no way I can prove, that's the best way I can prove it to you, goofy ass. That's the best I got for you. Because if you was in alignment with yourself, you would be able to process the information that I'm saying. But you're operating from your unconscious aspects of the mind, right? You know, I know how to use these trolls as a segue to bring home my points. And for the being that originally had the question, I hope I answered your question. But let's keep it rolling, y'all. This Q&A with Dr. Ray. And for my people in the tech space, they got that, what's the name? That testimony from my beloved sister, Dia Oz. Shouts out to Dia Oz, right? For all my people in the tech space that got that, what's the name? Y'all see what I'm saying? Our people coming here, they don't even know why they in here. You got somebody over there that has not been poured into. They're malnourished. Jesus did not come and retrieve them. God did not come. And these were church-going people, faithful so-called self-righteous ass Bible thumpers. And nobody came for them. Nobody came to assist them. Do you hear me? I'm the one looking out for their goofy ass. Not you. And they wondering how come you're not. This was your last fucking warning. Because what's going to happen is you're going to end up over there with them in that long ass fucking church line, in that long ass Six Flags line, looking to be nourished, wondering how come nobody remembered you, wondering how come nobody could connect with you. And they see what I'm doing, and they wondering how come ain't nobody doing that for them. They wondering how come my sister got some rank. They wondering how come, damn man, how you got rank over me? You wasn't even a good person when you was alive. If your third eye was open, my nigga, you would see what I was talking about. Talking to the being that I done muted his goofy ass. Yes, it does. Did I live in Costa Rica? No, that wasn't me. That may have been a doppelganger, but that was not me. And see, going in. The planet, you are, listen, I said this earlier for the being that just asked that about the earth. I want to say that was, listen to what I'm telling you, IV 6969, level 6969. You are 7.5 million times smaller than the planet. You don't even make up 1/64th of a mile. So imagine how more expansive your planet is and its spiritual body is compared to yours. Even your spirit body is way more expanded than your physical body. When you come up out of your body every night, when you go to sleep, what you call sleep or rest, excuse me, when you come up out of that body, you anywhere between 30 feet and 60 feet tall. Your Merkaba, which is just spiritual aura that protects your etheric light body, right? It's 60 feet in diameter, an equilateral circumference around your spirit body. And when you start astral traveling, you're protected from the plasmatic ejections that are occurring as you pass the speed of light. But when you're in a spiritual universe, you way faster than light. Light is very dense in the spiritual universe. So dense that it's moving slower than you are. And that's why I said every 5 minutes here is 5 hours there. That's why sometimes when y'all wake up and you still be tired, sometimes you're like, damn, I'm still tired. That's because you've been living a whole damn life over there. In that one night's rest, but you done returned back into your body. And you had to slow your vibration all the way down to get back into your body and condense your expansive form back into this shell, which is a cell. You know, like a jail cell. You got that rib cage that's caging you in right here in the solar plexus. Y'all follow this? Let's tap that screen, you guys. Anybody else got any other questions? I should have put my staff in my hand. Right? The people be, they hate to see me, boy. I'm everything that they want to be. Like, who this nigga think he is? He don't know what he talking about. Nigga, you worshiping Tupac. Shouts out to Tupac, man. You a fanboy. Stop hugging Tupac nuts, nigga, and feel that way about yourself. You holding up Tupac like that. That nigga ain't never did nothing for you but inspire your ass to go to jail. Like the rest of the Luciferian lapdogs. They all CIA agents. That's been dispelled too. All these rappers work for the CIA. They there to fucking send your ass to jail. They putting you up under a hypnotic spell to send your ass to jail. And shouts out to Crazy Bone. Crazy Bone and Bone Thugs and Harmony tried to expose that shit, man. They tried to kill that nigga. If he was telling a lie, why they try to kill him? And why y'all so afraid of the truth that you got to knock people off? I'm telling y'all, it's a sense of control, man. Y'all got to wake up, man. I shared the white boy that was going in on that shit. Shouts out to the white boy. See, the ancestors heard me. I said we need these white folks to wake up and start castigating these white folks that's doing shit, not just to us, but to everybody in the world. And that shit started happening. Started happening in droves. They hurried up and started doing that shit. You hear me? They ain't got no choice now. Because like I told y'all, we in the sun cycle. We not in the moon cycle no more. That shit is over. The moon is dealing with the lunar. Moon equals lunar. Lunar cipher, which is Lucifer. Lucifer. Lunatic. Right? What happens on a full moon? The lunatics come out at night. The lunatics come out at night. On a full moon, lunatics come out at night. Lunatics come out at night during full moons. Ask somebody that work in a hospital how much crazy shit come up in that hospital on a full moon. I can't make this shit up. I can't make it up. And Maurice, I did your ass a favor just by muting your goofy ass. Because you got somebody over there that needs you. I'm showing you some empathy right now. I'm showing you some empathy just by muting you. Saved you some grace. Don't waste it. Don't waste it. Trying to save you some grace. I can't help but empathize for people's ignorance. But I'm not going to let you just, I'm not going to let you fuck up my damn live like that, my nigga. Now let's go into the degrees of the consciousness, or the degrees that or the stations in the mind that your consciousness is moving through. Right? Showing you guys the body. We did it. We do this outline all the time, do we not? Always do this outline for you guys. Don't want the people to get this, man. If I ain't I already got this. I could be booed up with my mate right now. I ain't got to be sitting here with y'all doing this, right? Straight up and down. So this is the brow. This is the heart. And this is the bosom or the stomach. Here is where your conscious mind resides. It's the seat of the conscious mind. This is the seat of the unconscious mind. And this is the seat of the subconscious mind. Y'all follow that so far? This deals with your memory. This controls your involuntary functions. And this deals with your focus, concentration, and willpower. Those are the three seats of the mind. Most individuals are operating from this aspect of the unconscious mind. The unconscious mind is what's most active when you're awake. The conscious mind becomes fully awake when you go to sleep. You follow what I'm saying? Are y'all picking up what I'm putting down? Your subconscious mind collects the memory from both states. The awakened realm and the spirit realm, right? The awakened realm and the spirit realm. This mind becomes awake when you're in the spirit body. That's when your conscious mind takes over. But while you're awake, your unconscious mind has autonomy over the body. A small percentile, 90% of what you do is on autopilot. 10%, that's why they tell you only use 10% of your mind or your brain. That 10% is you using your will, your focus, and your concentration. The body is running on autopilot at the same rate that your vehicle is on cruise control. Listen, when you're taking an 8-hour drive. When you're driving for 8 hours, you're going to put that car on cruise control at some point, and you're going to take your foot off the accelerator. You're going to rest that foot, and you're going to rest your brake foot for as long as you can. It's going to take somebody to get in front of you and slow down, or it's going to take some ongoing traffic for you to put your foot on that brake and for the car to recalibrate itself and fall up under your willpower. You follow that? So 90% of the stuff that you are doing while you're awake is on autopilot. You don't even give it, you're not generating mental energy into that locality. Meaning, you don't think about every heartbeat. You don't think about breathing. You hear me? Shouts out to Ivana. All right, Ivana, I got you. Expect a call from me. You don't think about processing your food that you ate this AM. You don't. Your body do all that stuff for you. It's doing all of that stuff for you. You don't got to do nothing but focus and concentrate on what's going on outside of your eyeballs. So while you washing your ass, you ain't got to worry about breathing. You ain't got to worry about bleeding and pumping blood through the circulatory system. Your unconscious mind takes care of all of these things for you. Your unconscious mind is doing all of that for you so that you can focus and concentrate and use your willpower while you're in the physical earth. And your subconscious mind is recording all of that shit to memory. Even when you go into the spirit realm, right? And you done went to sleep after a long day of work and a long day of living in the physical earth. Your body got to recharge. You got to put your body on a charger. You follow? Your subconscious mind and your conscious mind leave the body. The unconscious aspect of your mind still stays in your heart, right? This is the brow. This is the heart. And this is the bosom or the stomach. All right? This is where you first start processing stuff in this realm, is in the stomach. But it leave out the body with you, so it can record everything that's going on over here. Now, the file in your dream might be about, or the file in the astral travel, because you're traveling. That file might be about, let's just say, let's just call it 24,000 quantum terabytes, right? But the memory for your conscious mind operates on 500 gigs, right? You got 500 gigs right here. There's nowhere to put that many gigs or this many quantum terabytes of information. It's way too much. It's too large. The file too large. So last night dream might be about this big and you're trying to fit it into a 500 gig RAM, right? So this file size of your dream, right? And this is the RAM, which is random access memory. That's an acronym. And we're going to take it to the next level in seminar, because your spirit self, what you truly are, you're truly a spirit. And the spirit is a byproduct of the etheric self. The etheric self is the residue of the soul, right? Said the DNA stores memory. The DNA, listen, it ain't the DNA stores the memory of the RNA, the ribonucleic acid. The ribonucleic acid is the memory of the experiences that you acquire in your environment. And once those experiences and those activities are crystallized in the unconscious mind. Then it gets transferred into the DNA. In fact, everything that you pick up in your RNA, it gets passed on in the DNA of your children. This is why your child is so advanced with the smartphone and electrical components. My son, he'll be about to be 16 this year. I remember when he was only like 2 years old. He used to he was fascinated with the Hot Wheels, right? And he'd be like, I want to watch Hot Wheels. I'd be like, hold on, son. I'd be up there twisting one up. Hold on, baby. I'm coming. I want to watch Hot Wheels, Daddy. I'm finished twisting up. He's in front of the computer. He in front of the computer watching Hot Wheels on YouTube. I said, yo, how the hell you do that? He's like, I wanted to watch Hot Wheels. And I say, yo, how the fuck you do this? I'm looking in the closet. I'm thinking somebody that did it. All the doors is locked. It's just me and him at home. I'm like, damn, how did he do that? I turned the computer off and turned the computer back on. He started crying. I said, I'm sorry, baby. I hugged him. I was like, I want you to show me how you did that. He waited for the computer to reboot. He was familiar with the Internet Explorer. We had a touch screen. That's when the touch screen first came out. He touched the screen. It opened up the internet. Guess what this little dude did? 2 years old now. He tapped the microphone and said, YouTube. That shit went right to YouTube. He tapped the microphone again and said, Hot Wheels. I didn't teach him to do that. His mother didn't show him that. That was already in him. Because of me and his mother using the internet. You hear me? By the time he was about 10 years old, this stud just be waving his hand across the keyboard. I'll be like, yo, man, what the fuck is... I was like, all right, I'm going to pay you to go ahead and write this out for me. He was like, no problem, Daddy. That he just waved his hand across the keyboard. I was like, yo, man, what you doing? He said, I'm writing it out for you. I said, man, you not writing. I looked, that nigga didn't miss a comma, a period, or none of that shit. I was like, God damn, how the hell you do that? But it's the RNA that was recorded into my DNA that got passed on to him that was inside of his body. So you was on the right track, but it was out of context with what you were saying. So when you wake up, you done left the spirit world, you waking up now. Your unconscious mind is there to make sure that your heart is beating. It's there to drop your cortisol levels. It's there to relinquish the serotonin levels and the melatonin levels. And the moment that you return back to your body, it turns up the cortisol levels, it turns up the serotonin levels, and it turns down the melatonin levels so that you can wake up. Do you hear me? And your unconscious mind was incapable of picking up a file that large. It was only able to process about 500 gigs of that information. So now you got little fragments of what you experienced on the spiritual version of the planet that the unconscious mind could grasp. And it was so vast that it didn't even believe it because it wasn't capable of going there. The unconscious mind works with your 5 senses, right? And I always show y'all the 5 senses through the eye of Heru, right? I'm going to always draw that because that's where this came from. This how the Timhu, who you calling a Caucasian, the pink man or the baloney man, right? He smell like hot dog water, right? When he don't put no cologne and stuff on, it smell like a hot dog. This represents the nose. This represents touch. This represents taste. The outer portion of the ear of the eye represents the ear, and of course, the eye represents seeing, and the brow represents thinking. That would give you 6 senses. You ever heard that terminology, the 6th sense? Well, you're talking about the 6th sense is thinking. And what the Luciferians are attempting to do is to stop you from thinking. They want you to stay trapped in the unconscious mind so you can't see what they're doing with your conscious mind. You follow that? You follow that, Maurice? Or did you leave already? I think he left. I muted you, so we can't hear you anyway. But you're going to learn something today, little nigga. You're going to learn to respect your elders. We will have clarity in this great day and time called NETERU. Anybody else? Any other questions? Any other questions? In this great day and time called NETERU. Okay, I see you, Takika. You ordered a pop socket. Okay. I see you. Anybody else? Any other questions? Any other questions? We ain't get up to 100,000 likes. You know, many immortals, they think it's a game. They think we on here playing charades. These lives is dedicated to the memory of all of the people that was sent to us, that your great grandmamas rejected. Marcus Garvey came to your great great grandmothers. They rejected them for Christmas. They rejected them for Easter. They rejected them. He said, can you show a visual of the solar plexus torsion field? Can I show you a visual? Why don't you just go pull it up? What you just wrote right there, go put that in your Google and press images. And then you will see it. And if you didn't capitulated that word, then you should be able to pull up the torsion field. Right? Come on, man. That's quite Googleable. I know you're trying to help me out, man, but I'm not operating in my ego like that. It don't got nothing to do with nothing we just got through talking about. Let's not play them type of games, Shamari. He said, I mean, based off the direction it spins that you taught us. I never said nothing about what you call it, the torsion field. You talking about the torus field around the body, the aura? Because you still stuck at electromagnetic energy. You need to go watch some YouTube videos, man. You still there. You done went on to something else. Physical knowledge. Your solar plexus is one layer within the fields of the aura, right? And the only reason I'm saying this is because I don't want to have to go off into that shit. I done already covered that 3 or 4 times. You need to go watch those YouTube videos, man. You in the 1089 tech space too, man. You got to conveniency and leniency, brother. Remember we talked about that? Conveniency and leniency. You got all that access, and I done already covered all this stuff. Go fucking look that shit back up, man. Come on, bro. You try to wear my ass out. Just go back over it. Do your due diligence. You got to think about the people that don't know about none of that shit. You got access to 3 years of information through the database. And if you know I done taught it to you, you need to go pull that shit back up, man. You're not being fair to the other people and allowing them to ask a question. It's shit taking us nowhere. They like, I don't understand none of that shit. I'm still just trying to figure out about the dream and my senses. And here you come talking about torsion fields in the solar plexus. Like, come on, man. Don't do it. Don't do me like that, bro. Come on, man. You got a real question or something that I haven't covered? Outside of the range of this? I mean, come on, man. I know you're trying to help the live out, but just don't be asked the questions for the sake of asking the questions. That defeats the purpose. And this is hashtag spirituality for beginners. You got to think about the beginner, man. And I answered about 7 to 8 questions of yours. And you could have asked this stuff when we was in the tech space. You ain't asked none of that shit. You gave some good testimonies and some good reports, but you didn't ask no questions. That's not cool, man. I'm just keeping it 10K with you, man. That's not cool, Shamari. Anybody else got any other questions besides Shamari? I know you try to keep the continuity of the flow of the text space or the live, and I appreciate that. But don't oversaturate it, man. Go do your studying. You got convenient access to me, and you want leniency on top of that. I just talked about the conveniency and leniency. I got a video uploaded on my page. Start going. This is what you need to start doing, Shamari. Do like Dejon Smith. Shouts out to Dejon Smith. Dejon Smith, he watched at least 1,100 of my videos on my page. That's why Dejon is on the time that he on. Because he done went through them videos. Shouts out to my sister Mel, Grandmaster Melly Mel. Mel done went through, she done watched over 1,100 videos. They're on the applicable frequency. They got altars and all that shit. That brother had to take his altar down for reasons I ain't gonna even say. And had to recalibrate and start all over again because of his living situation. I don't want to go into all of that. But, and he put himself back on a trajectory within 6 months because he's been applying and learning from the videos that I've uploaded. You got to start doing that shit too, Shamari. We got 64 chapters of playlists based on, I pull all the highlights out the lives and put them up there for you. You got to start going through that stuff, beloved. And so do the rest of y'all in the tech community. I'm telling you, I make it convenient as I possibly can. It don't get no more convenient than that. Peace of love, Kenneth. Who am I now? Usada. I make it very convenient. That's right, Mother Edenberg. I make it very convenient for you, man. You got more than enough stuff to go over. Y'all not going over this stuff, man. Go over this information. Over 2,086 videos uploaded to the TikTok. And at least 2,000 of them videos, and I'm being very modest, at least 2,000 of them videos, I'm dropping straight knowledge. When y'all come on my page, it's not nobody else's information posted on my page. I'm not sharing something somebody else said on their, and there ain't no disrespect to nobody. Say, any of what you know, does the fire horse eclipse have anything to do with what we are learning? Let me tell you about the fire horse eclipse, which when you talk about the fire horse, we're in the year of the horse, right? And the governing element is fire within the Chinese zodiac wheel, right? The Chinese are, at least I want to say, they already in Tuesday, right? When Wednesday, by the time Tuesday hit you, they're going to be in Wednesday, and it'll be an afterthought. And so will the fire horse eclipse by the time we go through Wednesday. We ain't even going to give a damn. Because it's supposed to happen on Tuesday. It's already Tuesday in Tokyo. They're already in Tuesday, right? So the relevancy of what I'm talking about, Ms. Nettie, I've been talking about this shit the last 6 months. When we was in a whole nother zodiac wheel, or we was in a whole nother zodiac chamber within that's in Chinese astrology last year. All I do is modify it and pull back another layer, or even liquefy it down to where a person can process this information. But it's all relevant. And like all of my students know, we know it's going to be a solar eclipse or whatever, but guess what? We automatically going to be at our altars anyway. We automatically going to be doing our rituals regardless. So anything that's aligning, whether it be a solar eclipse, a lunar eclipse, a celestial solar mass ejection, a plasmic or a cosmic mass ejection, we're going to be there to receive all of it because we are consistent, diligent, devoted, and dedicated to our rituals and our routines that we do on a daily basis. All that stuff is just something added. It's extra adages to enhance what we already been doing all along. You follow what I'm saying? And that's what we was talking about in the tech space today. In regards to those things. Like, shit, man, we already on that type of time. We always on that type of time. You know what I mean? You waking up, you sitting in the silence. I tell if you're struggling with your spirituality or vibrating on a spiritual level, because you are a spiritual being, get your ass up at 3 a.m. and 4 a.m. in the morning and start taking in the resonance of dark matter energy that's available. Right? And sit in silence. I always tell y'all, sit in silence for 10 minutes. Oh, I'm tired. I don't want to get up at that hour. No, that's your unconscious mind that don't want to get up at that hour. The conscious mind doesn't rest. It leave out the body when the body lay down. That's you. Right? But for those people that don't feel like that, you need to start getting up at 3 a.m. Put some cold water on your face. If it's not cold where you at, go put your feet out in the grass and inhale the prana out the air. Inhale the dark matter energy. That's the best time you need to start practicing your meditation. That's the best time for you to start doing your yoga. That's the best time for you to start practicing your qigong, for those that do that type of stuff. Those are the most beneficial times, between 3 a.m. and 6 a.m. You got to take advantage of that. This way you will start operating on a spiritual baseline versus a physical baseline. And you will get your day accomplished more efficiently if you do it, if you stick to that regimen and start exhibiting that discipline. Because like I tell everyone in our community, it's not about what you can prove to me. It's not about what you can prove to TikTok or Instagram or Facebook or any other of these social media sites. It's about what you can prove to yourself, right? And I give people the concise, effective antidotes, instructions, and directions that will garner a positive result. But it does take effort. And we here to grow oak trees, not squash. A lot of people want a little quick result. But squash, when it grows up out the ground, it takes 2 weeks to produce. But if you don't consume it right then and there, it perishes. An oak tree might take a whole year before that acorn even sprouts out the ground. Sometimes 2 years. But when it come up out the ground, it's coming up out the ground. And it ain't going nowhere. Right? It might go through a succession of growth periods over the course of 10 years. And it'll be solidified in the station where it was planted. And what y'all don't realize is that the vortex opens and closes every 10 years. What is the vortex you speak of, Dr. Ray? I'm talking about all of the nodes within the magnetic grids of your planet. They call it a yawning. Don't believe me? Look this shit up. You can Google it. They call it a yawning. They say the earth is yawning. You got something that's called cosmic spalations. Cosmic spalations are produced from solar winds or solar mass ejections or solar plasma ejections, and they bounce off of the electromagnetic field of your planet. Some of them extricate through the field and end up getting trapped in what you refer to as your ionosphere. Because that's all that plasmatic energy is helium atoms that have been stripped of its protons. They get transferred into ions. And those ions move short of the speed of light towards your planet. And what slows them down is the electromagnetic field. And once it breaks through that barrier, it starts to accumulate in the higher ranges of your atmosphere. They call that the ionosphere. And this is what the heart machines are using to manipulate your weather. So they're shooting these laser beams at the ionosphere and stimulating it. And they cut out a portion of that ionosphere and they'll send it over a particular place, and then they'll turn the frequency up even more. And that affects the nodes and the grid lines. But every 10 years, that node and that grid line opens up, and it opens up a portal. It used to do it on the zero or the Gregorian calendar. But after the Philadelphia experiment that was conducted, listen, in 1943 in Philadelphia, upon the USS Aldrich, based on the technology that was founded by Nikola Tesla. I got that on a playlist on my page. Y'all can look this up. And it's found in the book, The Man, the Planet Risk, authored by Dr. Melikaza Duck Yorkel, right? They shot they shot a invisibility ray at that craft. Everybody on the craft died, except for one being by the name of Edward Cameron, right? That was his birth name, but he used a pseudonym name, Al Bielek. This is where they get the story of Back to the Future from. Don't believe me, y'all can check this shit out. I'm not going to show your ass receipts. You need to take what I'm saying and go look this shit up. And don't be lazy. People want conveniency and leniency. I be seeing Ryan Hayes and, shouts out to B Dale. Y'all be like, oh, let me show y'all receipts. Stop showing these niggas receipts. Make their ass do some due diligence. If they really want to know, you shouldn't have to show their ass receipts. They want you to show them receipts because they ass too lazy to go look that shit up themselves. You got technology at the end of your fingertips. Right? People want all the convenience in the damn world. And the reason why I say that, because it proves who's worthy of having that information. But what happened after the invisibility ray was shot, only one being survived. His name was Edward Cameron, a.k.a. Al Bielek. He jumped off the craft because he couldn't see nobody. And when he jumped off the craft, he jumped 40 years into the future. And when they pulled him out the water, the guy that pulled him out the water was 73 years old. When he watched them, when he was waiting for the ship to materialize again, because they dematerialized the ship. And the reason why they was attempting to make an invisibility ray is because Hitler found the hole in the center of the earth that's sitting at the top of your North Pole, where there's a lot of extraterrestrial activity, even right now. And that's the ice wall that people be talking about. They built the ice wall around it to stop people from going into that hole. Because once you're going into that hole, that's going to take you into the center of the earth, where you got the inner cities in the earth. Go refer to my playlist. I got a playlist going over all this shit. And my Supreme Grandmaster teacher wrote a book called The Cities in the Center of the Earth, Shambhala and Agatha. And it's a man by the name of Ed Shavers, a Caucasian pale man, who actually excavated the caves and found taverns that led to the cities in the earth. He actually visited. All of this shit documented, man. But while y'all being distracted by DMX and fucking all the rest of the Luciferian lapdogs, right? Jay-Z, Kanye West, and all of that, they got y'all distracted like a motherfucker. Football, basketball, Nike and Balenciaga and NBA Youngboy today. Y'all be over concerned about people that don't give a fuck if you live or die. They hold agendas to make sure that you stay away from your conscious mind and that you stay in the unconscious field of reality. Tell me I'm lying. But what happened with Al Bielek, they seen that he didn't come right back. They turned the machine off and on. Every time they turned that machine off and on, it was ripping a fabric in time. That's why if you do the research and look at Roswell, New Mexico in 1953, and look at how many damn UFOs crashed into this planet. Them UFOs crashed into the planet because they was ripping holes in the time fabric. And crafts was just flying wherever they was flying, and all of a sudden they went through a portal and crashed into your planet. That's how all those extraterrestrials got here. And they started to reverse engineer their information and their technology. It's another man by the name of Andrew Basagiago. Look him up. He's a time jumper as well. So y'all ain't ready for this degree of information. Y'all ain't even asking me these type of questions. But I don't want to be talking too far above people's head. Anybody got any questions based on what we covered? Then I'll continue to expound. Yes, like the movie Jumper. Just like the movie Jumper. Then like the movie Looper. They got another one called Looper with Bruce Willis. I forgot the other guy's name. But they send the Looper back in time to assassinate you. If you did something fucked up in the future, they'll send a hitman back in time to wipe you out so that you won't ever be born. That's another one called Looper. Check it out. This shit is going on right now on your planet. Think about it. When they be some of y'all be like, yo, they talked about this on The Simpsons. That's because they went back in time, man. They put it in the cartoon. It's 333 now. I tell y'all this. They put it in the cartoon format so that you would think that it's not believable. He said, will we ever have access to inner earth? Yes. Once we all could point, once all the so-called black people, the so-called white people, the Asians and Orientals, that's including the Indian, the Hindu people, the Arabs, the people in Russia, the people in North Africa and mid-Africa, my people in Brazil and Mexico and Colombia, when we all can point our finger and say, there go the devil, and we get that motherfucker removed from here, and we start treating each other better, and we start operating from a unified field of consciousness, which I call the universal collective consciousness, and show that we all could be on the same page, then they may give you access to the center of the earth. Because once you start going into the center of the earth, you stop aging. Said, do melanated humans have superpowers? Yes, we have higher consciousness. This goes beyond the landscape, or excuse me, the threshold of thinking. Once you transcend the landscape of thinking, you go into your higher senses: intuition, clairvoyance, telepathy, and psychometry. This shifts your consciousness from random access memory, right, what you call RAM, into random universal access. You get random access to the boundless universe when you get access to 7 higher senses than that, which I won't speak about on here. And once you get past that level, you get random access to your divinity after that. And that's when you operating in your full etheric self. And that's for 9 ether beings. And that's why they give you all these drugs. That's why they taint your food and poison your crops and poison your air to keep you dense in this dimension, because they're trapped here. You're not. You're not trapped here. They are. They want you trapped with them. They don't want you going nowhere. You hear me? Any other questions? Hey, buddy. It's a good Gary. Any other questions? You see the Dejal, they want to waste your time. They want to take away them. They want to take them 100 years that you got. And like I tell you, it's 3 axioms that was left for you in the Papyrus of Ani from the beings from Orion, right? He said, is the earth flat or spiritual or spiritual, right? He said, so in Lucy, those are just movies. You know, and the Luciferians have to show you the truth. They don't have to tell you the truth. They just got to show it to you in order to rule over you. So when you say, is it real? First of all, it's a movie. You know what I mean? It's meant to move you emotionally. You said the earth is flat or real. Listen, in order for the earth to be flat, you came in here late, DJ Lemon Line. It would first have to be inflated in order for it to be flat. And if it was inflated, it would first need to be deflated before it would become flat. Like a tire. Don't you know how a tire it start losing air? You say, hey, you know, in the monitoring cars, it tell you that you're using PSI, right? It say, like, yo, the PSI is leaking out the right tire. It becomes deflated. And once it goes flat, it start leaving that little caution sign to let you know that it's flat. So when people say it's the earth flat, right? That's an excellent question. Let's go back here again. Take some of this down. Keep that up there for the latecomers. This is a circle. It equals 2 dimensions. This is how most mortals on the planet been thinking, in 2 dimensions. This is a sphere. See that? This is a sphere. This equals 3 dimensions. You see that? It's a 3-dimensional shape. Most people are thinking in 2 dimensions. They're not even thinking in 3 dimensions. Right? In order for the earth to be flat, it would have to appear like a quarter. You will be walking on your side, on your shoulder. That should be on the ground if the earth was flat. The density, the gravitational pull would be so strong you wouldn't be able to stand upright. I hope you're picking up what I'm putting down. Shouts out to DJ Lemon Line. Said it's the English language filled with traps. Yes, you just answered your own question. The English language, we're not even speaking the English language. We speak in grimoire. And the English language itself is a bastard language. It's comprised of, listen, Roman numbers and Greek letters. And they insert grimoire and made up letters that came from the Pleiadians into the lexicon of your speech. So when you look at the letter C in Roman numbers is 100. That's not a C. They call that 100. Just like the letter D, that's a delta in Greek. The letter L is a 50. The letter X is a 10. The letter I is a 1. The letter V is a 5. You hear me? So when a spell is anything that sounds like another word, but it's not that word, but it sounds like it. That's a spell. Like the letter C, which is 100 in Roman numerals. But then I could be talking about my eyes. I see with my eyes. Then I could be talking about a body of water. You hear that? And then if I'm Espanol, S in the I with an accent, C means yes. You hear me? And then it's Monday. No, you go ahead. You get to it get to Monday, and on Monday, you go to nighttime. You call it Monday night. How you gonna have the moon, the day, and the night in the same locality simultaneously. That's a false awareness. This is keeping people, you can't even peep that if you're operating in the unconscious mind. The unconscious mind was able to generate an ego, right? It came up with its own persona based on your conscious mind, which you only use 10% of it, but you can use 100% of your conscious mind and still allow your unconscious mind to operate 90% of your body. That's what they don't and won't tell you and can't tell you because they don't have as many chakra points as you do. I told you these beings was born without an umbilical cord. That's why y'all sisters, when y'all go to the doctor and you have your baby there, what do they try to do? They ask you, can they have your placenta? Said all the portals in this, to the fourth dimension in this plane of existence. No, the portals that you will open up will keep you in the third dimension. In order for you to go to the fourth dimension, you got to leave out of a third dimensional body. You call that your dream state. You go into the fourth dimension. Listen, I'm sure you heard of Michael Jordan. Close your eyes, and I want you to draw Michael Jordan sitting on top of a red Ferrari with the number 7s on. Your mind just drew it. You was in the fourth dimension when you closed your eyes and imagined. Your body was still here in the third dimension. You hear me? You didn't need no portal for that. I hope that answers your question. They don't want y'all to know this stuff. See, like I tell my students, you got to transcend thinking. Most people can't transcend thinking. But I'm here to make people aware of this stuff, man. I'm looking out for y'all. Like I told you, I'm here to wake up that lion in you. I'm here to wake up that ibis bird in you, that phoenix bird, that primordial dragon in you. I'm here to wake that thing up because it's been lying dormant for far too long. That jaguar in you, that tiger in you, that hawk in you, that falcon in you. I'm here to wake it up. So would meditation be a gateway to the fourth dimension? Yes, it would. When you're talking about the fourth dimension, you're going outside the fringes of what you're referring to as time. And I got a piece of orgone called the DreamTEK Ultra. This will help you break the fourth dimensional wall. You ever heard the fourth wall? That's what they're talking about. That's the station that your oversoul is relaying the messages to you from a safe distance. That sits in the 13th chakra. It's called the galactical gateway. So the same with astral projection? Yes. Anything that transcends third dimensional. So you got to know, what y'all got to realize is this, because y'all came in a lot later than a lot of people, right? In order for you to tap into access spiritual knowledge or operate on a spiritual frequency with your conscious mind, you first have to master the physical dimension. You can't get to the aspects of who you are spiritually until you master who you are physically, right? And that's going to take 1089 degrees of physical knowledge in order to function with spiritual awareness. Y'all put a 9 in the comment section if you picking up what I'm putting down, right? If you haven't, follow me on YouTube. I've been telling y'all, follow me on YouTube. I'm uploading videos at a nauseous rate. I know people like, man, how the hell is this nigga pulling all this information up? How you keep posting all these damn videos? How does he have the time to even do that shit? Even some of my students like, God damn, Doc, where'd you pulling all these videos from? Right? But I told y'all, man, your ancestors prayed for this. So did you. Sorry I ain't looked the way that you thought I was supposed to look. It is what it is. Again, the fourth dimension is in the spiritual universe. YouTube channel is the same name that you see right there in the profile pic. He said, do you think there is an ancestral plane like in Black Panther? Yes. Yes, if you join our private community offline, it does take you to purchase something from the website at 1089techvision.com. Purchase something from the website, beloved, and join our community, and I'll show you the spectrum of the spiritual universe. And once y'all see the spectrum of the spiritual universe, then you will see where the ancestral plane resides. That's like in the sixth or seventh wave within the spiritual realm, right? Or in the spiritual universe. But the spiritual universe is way more expansive than this physical universe. We went over this already, but I'm gonna go over it again. These people are the latecomers, right? The spiritual universe, listen, your physical universe has over 52 sextillion galaxies inside of it. So when people say they got a message from the universe, that's analogous to the little earthworm that's in the park in your downtown area that's hidden up under one of them big boulders saying that it got a message from you. And that you took the time out to come and communicate with it, and you never did. You don't even know that it's there. You follow? 52 sextillion galaxies. And the light barrier from those galaxies make up what you refer to as your universe. And it's not the only universe in existence, right? It's not the only one. Now, the spiritual universe is about 52 sextillion times more expansive than your physical universe, meaning that the spiritual universe is so expansive that the physical universe is like a little germ inside the tapestries of it. You hear me? So we're processing things incorrectly. That's why I'm always checking people when they say that they are God. No, you a human. If you a God, you can put your hand on the car and that shit just fill up with gas. A real God could just touch. They could go to the Central Intelligence Agency and just shut everything down. That's what a God has the capability to do. A God is so expansive, it can't even fixate itself into this reality. The mechanisms of existence that cause the third dimension to function, it would malfunction if you was vibrating on that frequency. Because you got to remember, again, when you first came here, listen, you were a sperm cell. You were inside of the sperm cell. And while you were in that sperm cell, right? While you were in it, right? You were 7.5 million times smaller than the baby that you end up becoming when you come out your mother's womb. And that's from the time that you come out your womb to if you're going to be 7 feet tall, like Victor Wembanyama. You still 7.5 million times bigger than a sperm cell. From a baby to Wembanyama height. 7.5 million times bigger. Listen, that version of you is 7.5 million times smaller than your planet. Your planet is 7.5 million times smaller than your solar system. Click the link in my bio and join me on school. And click that video on there. I break all of this stuff down. I got a litany of videos, you guys. I'm one of those TikTok pages. You don't wait for me to come to your FYP. You go directly to my page. You go directly to my page and you just start going through my videos. Some people binge watch my videos like a Netflix channel. I got over 2,068 uploaded videos. Not of nobody else's content. Not of something I seen on TikTok or I seen on Instagram. I'm talking about my own content based on these lives. All I do is clip up the what's her name. And I would have more than that because they done suspended more than half of my lives. So I wouldn't be able to upload the content. We on chapter 64 of the playlist of 1089 TV highlights. I'm at 260 uploads on YouTube right now. I'm putting that work in. And people is waking up at an alarming rate. They're not woke, they're awakened. It's a difference. And if you want to join our community, that's the website, 1089techvision.com. I know I'm just swaying my head for the people that want to get it right now. Because you got to purchase a piece of orgone to come into our community. And I got to get that disclaimer. If you come into our community and you on that Baphomet, you in the pentagrams and hexagrams and dark magic and dark spells, you will be revealed. And we'll remove you accordingly. I just got to get that disclaimer. I have to protect the integrity of our community. You're not hiding nobody. You're not hiding with that type of devilishment. We don't operate on those frequencies. We don't. I'll put your ass up out of there. You think you hiding. It's like trying to hide behind this magic marker. Like, oh, you can't see me. You don't know that I'm on this dark shit. Yeah, yes, I do. You fooling yourself. Yes, macabres are allowed. Yes, macabres are allowed. Right? I got a macabre right here on the... Whoa. I got a macabre on my staff. Uh-oh. Let's keep it down. See the macabre on the staff right there? I said no hexagrams. Nothing from the tetragrammatron. We're not dealing with no tetragrammatron shit. Right? The tetragrammatron is interlocking pentagrams and interlocking hexagrams. Those are set up to bind you. I'm not here to bind anyone. Right? I don't play them type of games. I done been victimized by some warlocks before too. They came in sheep's clothing, appearing to be one way or another. So I speak from experience. Like I told a lot of you guys, because a lot of y'all wasn't in here then. I've been on this journey over 29 years. I didn't just start this, man. I didn't need YouTube. YouTube was buffering. When I was reading the Atrahasis that was found by George Smith in 1870, I got to see the actual tablets when they brought it to Emory University before they put it inside the Fernbank Museum. I seen the actual tablet for real. That was 1997 when I found out about the Anunnaki. I didn't find out about the Anunnaki over the last 5 years. I've been knew about that. That's not nothing new. People be so fascinated with the Anunnaki. And Billy Carson, you need your ass whooped. Because you ain't telling people where you, like, y'all don't never want to mention Dr. York. Just like a nigga. Knowing damn well y'all wouldn't know none of that shit if it wasn't for him. Them honkies wasn't trying to show you niggas that shit. But you know what the doc did? Shouts out to the doc, man. The best to ever do it, as far as teaching is concerned. He said, let me go ahead and take Anu and show him as a black man, which he was, misnomer. I use that term loosely before they start to make the Anunnaki, what you're referring to as Anunnaki, appear to be white. So now when you look up pictures of Anu, you can't help but to see the Nubian version of him, which he actually was. He said he's self-taught. Yeah, that nigga self-taught. That's why he showed up at that Pale Boy's house in the middle of the night, because he debunked his ass. Corrected the shit out of his ass. He was like, hey, don't upload this. Don't upload this. Don't let nobody see this. He didn't want nobody to see that he made a mistake. But bring me up on your platform, my nigga, because you can't remote view over into hearing what the fuck I got going on. And let me ask you a question. Dr. Melikaza Duck York L, that's my Supreme Grandmaster teacher. Go look at the video pinned to the top of my page. That's titled, Every Time Someone is Sent to You, You Reject Them. Right? Dr. York, for short. You're going to find a whole bunch of slander and smear campaign and all that type of shit. They don't want y'all to see. He was ahead of the curve. He was like, man, let me go ahead and put this shit on out here. Right? That's right here in the Holy Tablets. I got it right here. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Got the tablet right here. Let me show you this picture of Anu. Well, let me put a marker in here so I don't forget my page. Let me show you the picture of Anu, the heavenly one. My book's starting to tear up. But I done had this book. Said, what's up with Bobby? Bobby serves the dark side. He serves the Baphomet. You know who he claimed to be his teacher? Aleister Crowley. Aleister Crowley is who he claimed to be his teacher. He serves the Baphomet and the pentagram. And Aleister Crowley is the father of George W. Bush. That's why his daddy didn't like him, because he knew that he knew that his wife had a baby with Aleister Crowley. But that's who Bobby Hemmett hold up. That's who he cites as his teacher and his source of his information. Talking about 6 electrons, 6 protons, and 6 neutrons that equal carbon. No shit. But guess what? That don't equal melanin. You welcome, beloved. I remember Bobby Hemmett trying to get them rides to the land in the West End of Atlanta. Couldn't even tuck his shirt in, his nasty ass belly hanging out. He has some, see, Bobby Hemmett, he'll start off right, but once he lure you in, then he pull that Baphomet out, he pull Lucifer out, he pull out them pentagrams and them hexagrams. He start talking about putting spells on people. Once he done lured you in, because see, he'll lure you in. And then he'd be like, oh, Lucifer not bad. Oh, the divine whore. Right? Start talking about the divine whore, like the divine whore. Where the fuck you getting this shit from? All that shit be coming from these Caucasians. I don't want to know. I don't want to learn they shit. I want to learn something that look like this. If it don't take me back to this, I don't need to learn that shit, man. And you're not gonna find Baphomet. I'm gonna answer your question, DJ Lemon Line. Let me finish. You're not gonna learn about Baphomet. You're not gonna learn about the pentagrams. You're not gonna learn about hexagrams in the Happy Nile Valley. He said, can people be recovered from that path? Yes, I got a couple of students under my hell that have. I'm not gonna say the being's name, but his grandmother, his great grandmother, who was a Haitian priestess, came to me and bought that nigga to me. You know who I'm talking about if you in here. You ain't got to reveal yourself, not in case you want to go ahead and put a stamp on it for these people. You hear me? And I told him, I said, man, you got a Baphomet in your crib. He was like, man, how the fuck you know that? I said, yeah, you got that Baphomet in your crib, bro. He's like, man, how did you know that, man? He was fucked up with that shit. That was our introduction. I said, man, you got to purchase the tech first. Because he wanted to take my discourse. But see, I just don't give the people my discourse. And you see that on my website. I say, hey, you send that money for your discourse, that's on you. I'm not giving that money back. I tell you I got to vet you out first before I let people take that discourse. You just don't take my discourse. Let me see what that brother said. Let me get back to the first question. DJ Lemon Lime. Shouts out to DJ Lemon Lime. Hold up, I got you, Lemon Lime. I seen your question. The correct type of astrology. See, the 6 ether albinos, they deal with lunar astrology. That's why they talk about your ascendant sign, your moon sign, and your sun sign. We are solar biologists. We don't go by the zodiac. We go by the NETERU. Ours is called the NETERU, which the Greeks called the Dendera. They always try to switch the letters up to try to keep you confused. Right? Where everything was based on a 361-degree sphere. So you got 361 degrees that make up a sphere, and then you got 360 degrees that make up a circle. Yeah, they stole our knowledge. They some fucking thieves. They robbing the graves right now and call it anthropology. That's grave robbery. Just because you done came up with some sexy word don't mean that that's not what it is. You hear me? You go through the museums, all you see is, is the Happy Now Valley. You don't see none of their ass. And they know it too. They done stole your shit. You don't know how much it pissed them off to see me standing here with something that say Ba Rudy. With the rulership flail on the Haru. Wearing the Deshret crown and the Wedjet crown on his head. They don't like to see that shit. And I got this staff in my hand with an Ankh on it. They hate to see that, man. And all these crystals showing that I'm in alignment with the mineral kingdom. Pointing out all their flaws and inconsistencies. Their trickery and their chicanery. Their demigods and demiurges and their demonic forces. Calling out all that bullshit. That shit disturbed the demons in their ass. No, now you getting religious on me, Guru. I know what Wajet is. How am I gonna know what a Wajet? Come on, man. You know who you talking to? Oh, you talking to him. You talking to him. My bad. My bad, Guru. I'm sorry, man. Y'all in there having a whole nother little conversation. And that's all right at this point. We over 100,000 likes. That shit keeping the shit flowing. Anybody else got any questions? DJ Lemon Line, I hope I answered your question. Because see, these is our 12 beings in solar biology. And if you join our 1089 tech community, all y'all got to do is purchase a piece of Orgon. I can show y'all what I got available. If you want to see some tech, I can show it to you. I just got to put some nines in the comments section and let me know. I'll show y'all what I got readily available. But we have our deities, right? We allow our deities to be the influence over us. Shouts out to Hotep Tar, my beloved brother, the Supreme Grand Master student, who I said at the feet of Hotep Tar, right? I love that brother. Love you for eternal life, brother. And you know that. He seen me doing this shit. Over 25 years ago, he seen that shit in me, right? But we got 12 deities that make up solar biology. And we done already did a seminar on this. A lot of y'all missed this. You say y'all want to see it? Okay, hold on. Let me write the deities up here. What month we in now? February? It's the month of Amun. At the Amun, we're going to go into Asaru or Asar. After Asar, we go into Mut. After the month of Mut, we go into Anubu. After the month of Anubu, we go into Tahuti. After Tahuti, we go into Haru. After the month of Haru, we go into Ptah, right? After we come out of Ptah, we go into Sekhmet. After we come out of Sekhmet, we go into Baruti. You see that? After Baruti, we go into Shu. And after Shu, we go into Aset. Okay, can you hear me now? All right, right on. I know y'all can hear me. But this was our original, this was on the wall of the Dendera. And I did a seminar on this, and we'll go back all over this, and y'all need to get ready right now because we're going to be in Dallas. We're going to Dallas, and we're going to be in Dallas in November. Prepare right now. I haven't even, I haven't came up with the name of the seminar, but we coming to Dallas in November. Outside of Dallas. Plano, Texas. Y'all get ready. Get ready now. Don't be like, oh man, I forgot. I told y'all that last year we was coming to Dallas. February to March 21st. That's Amun. Asaru. That's March 22nd. And to April the 20th. Moot. That's April 21st. into May the 20th. This your real calendar, man. Anubu. Or this is your solar biology. You're not a lunar being. May 21st to June 20th. And then you got Tahuti from June 21st and to July the 20th. I'm running out of space here. Haru is from July the 21st. I can feel those questions. Hold on a minute. August the 20th. Ptah represents the August the 21st. See, the people in my group already know all this stuff. Y'all need to come to the community. This the type of shit I hold back for people in the public domain. You got to come. You got to invest. You got to show me you're willing to invest in yourself, man. Everybody be wanting everything for free, but you'll go get these hunkies at BYU, 75 grand a semester to teach you some lies. I ain't even asking you for all that. I just tell y'all to buy a piece of tech. Niggas, right? Baruti, October the 21st to November the 20th. And I'm a Baruti being. Hence, Baruti. That's why I got it on my shirt. You hear me? I'm in alignment. I am a master of alignment. When I first came on here, I know some of y'all was like, oh man, that nigga ain't no master of alignment. You a Baruti being too, El Dafajingao, right? You are a Baruti as well. That's why I'm resonating with you. I'm speaking to your Baruti. Let me pull some of this stuff out, man, so I can show y'all. This not even everything. And I'm telling y'all, the people that's gonna come out to the seminar, they gonna eat this shit up. This ain't nothing. They gonna get this stuff, they gonna get it gone. April 28th, that sound like you our moon. But these are the chest plates. They fight the radiation in your cell phone, the Wi-Fi signals in your home. I gotta get that disclaimer. It will disrupt the frequency of people that still put their what's name, but they're telling me their birthdays. Y'all need to join the community. We'll go back on the board. I'll show you again. But I'm just honoring somebody's request to say, hey, let me see some of that tech. These will help your meditation. If you lacking in meditation, my orgone, I put shungite, black obsidian, and tourmaline in everything. So the back of these are, everything is sitting on a bed of shungite, right? Shungite, tourmaline, and black obsidian helps to clear up the auric damage that's been done from the cell phone radiation. Trying to find some other pieces. Just something I could pull out right fast. That's ocean jasper. Yeah, the prices vary. The chest plates is $200, right? Except for the chakra chest plates. Those is like $250. Because these, I got certain invocations on these, and it's going to line up your chakra points. You know what I mean? You got to be meditating, though. You can't just be wearing this and be on some bullshit and expect to change. But all my students, those that been with me from day one, all of them telepathic. Yeah, if you meditate every day, you need to get one of these. You're going to be in there. If you do Reiki, this shit going to enhance your Reiki too. But if you don't meditate or nothing like that, He said cross devalues the divine. That's not a cross, that's an ankh. And if you cross represents death, the ankh represents life. The cross shows you 4 phalluses touching in the center. This shows you the phallus touching the vagina. And when the phallus touches the vagina, it creates life. When you put 4 phalluses together, it creates death. It creates a swastika, which is an inverted version of nature, meaning that it goes against nature. Okay, I didn't know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I gotta protect myself. I get a whole bunch of religious zealots. You might be new here, but I'm just keeping it 10K. All right, look at that. Ain't that a beauty? It's a beaut. And I got a whole bunch more, y'all. But I don't want to just pull them all out because I just put all this stuff up. I don't want to pull everything out, just showing y'all some stuff. Peace and love, Southern Goddess. I see you, loved one. That got Larimar and Azurite and Larvakite. No, you're welcome, beloved. Rahubadu Sada. Say how much of the unks? These unks is $111. They 111. This one is 111. These type right here, these the last I got of its kind. So y'all better get them. Because once they gone, I done destroyed the mold. I done destroyed the mold. So these are the last of these type of unks that I do have available. Said, do I got anything around $30 or $50? Yeah, I got you gotta go look on the site. I got some pop sockets. I do pop sockets. Those go on the back of your cell phone. Orgonite pop sockets. But I do gotta get that disclaimer. Your phone might stop ringing. Your phone might stop ringing. My shit work, man. I program the crystals to block the radiation. And I got small pendants that go for, I want to say that they $55, but you got to pay the shipping and handling too. So yeah, go check out the website, 1089techvision.com, 1089techvision.com. Come on, baby. You want to go outside? Go ahead, baby. Go ahead. Yeah, go to the website, loved one. Link in the bio. Link in the bio. Now back to the people that was asking about they was telling me their birthdays and stuff. Every time I start showing the real, everybody want to tell you their birthday. Right? That was September the 14th. That's Patai. That's for Dana. DJ Lemon Line, he was saying April 28th. That's Moot. Moot or Mutt. November the 6th, you were Baruti. I think I told that being that. September the 4th, that's the same day. Oh, September 14th. That's Patai. James Wilson, you were Shoe Being. Look up SHU, Shoe. November 29th, that's Shoe as well. 9/19, that's my son's birthday. You a Patai being. You Patai. You in alignment with me, Eli. Yep, Shoe. 5/16. 5/16 is Moot. Right? Moot or Mutt. Look her up. The 9th of January, that would put you as Offset. Offset. Look up Offset. Her energy will work with you. And if y'all join my community, you will see how deep the rabbit hole go and how to work with the NETERU. And that's what we're going to be talking about in this upcoming event. Not her, but we're going to be talking about the science of the NETERU. 1225. Okay. You one of them Nimrod children. That's Hathor. No, excuse me. That's Offset as well. For the Christmas baby. Booby. You're welcome. Offset. Offset sits in the brow chakra. Like y'all need to I'm giving y'all some gems. I'm showing you. I told you I'm here to wake up that lion in your ass. 511. If you a Taurus, let me just put it a whole nother way for y'all. If you was a Taurus in the lunar astrology, in solar biology, you are Mut or Mutt. If you a Cancer in the lunar astrology, your solar biology sign is Tahuti. If you are a Gemini in the lunar astrology, then you fall up under, yeah, that's right. Let's tap the screen, y'all. You fall up under Gemini. Then in solar biology, you are Anubu, who you call Anubis, right? That's the deity that works best with you. If you were born in, the Leo of the lunar astrology, then you are a Harubian. And this is not based on the Gregorian timeline and calendar. This is just talking about the zodiac wheel. Because that shit is off. Shouts out to Isaiah 47. Right? Isaiah, he got that shit down, man. I'm proud of that brother. Breaking that shit down, showing these goofy motherfuckers. Right? Then you got Haru is for Leo. Virgo is Ptah. Libra is Sekhmet. If you a Scorpio, that's Baruti. If you Sagittarius is Shu. If you're Capricorn, that's Offset. And if you're Aquarius, that's Hathor. Right? And those are all the signs. Anybody else? Any other questions? Any other questions? Any other questions? Those are the solar biology signs. Come and join us in Atlanta, March the 7th for RéKnowology 102. Or come join us in Atlanta on March the 8th. That's a Sunday, 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. Right? For the Science of the NETERU seminar. Yeah, Aries. Aries is Amun. That's Amun. Or what you say is Amen. Right? Or Amen. That's Aries. Amun. No, hold up. Aries is Asar. Excuse me. Aries is Asar. Oh, where is it? Yeah. Aries is Asar. Aquarius is a moon. Hathor is damn, did I get it off? You see Isaiah. Yeah, that's according to the Gregorian calendar. I'm talking about the actual signs itself. Because we deal with the sun. We don't deal with the moon. And we're not dealing with the Gregorian calendar. See, they try to throw the time off so that you wouldn't be aligned with the deities. But you are a solar biologist. You're not a lunar astrologist, right? But Isaiah was right. He right in those regards, though. You know what I mean? That little brother, he a byproduct of the pyramid. Straight up. He from the next generation. He from the generation that came after me. So imagine. Shouts out to him. Shouts out to Isaiah 47. Shouts out to B Dill 1014. Shouts out to Phase 1. You follow? That's the next generation after me. Y'all, boy, I told y'all, these motherfuckers in trouble. We in the sun cycle now. I'll be in Atlanta March the 7th and the 8th. Tickets are available on the website. Tickets available on the website. You can catch both days and get the VIP and get exclusivity. You know, get to kick it with me one-on-one. Or not one-on-one, but you get to have some lunch with me, some dinner with me, and you get to kick it with me pre-seminar. All of that. Ask Shamari. He done did it before. Right? Yeah, you get to kick it with me. Get to pick my brain after the seminar. After I done hit you with the staff, because I hit everybody with the staff. Then you get to get hit with the staff all 3 days, all the VIPs. Because I'm telling you, this shit will accelerate your higher senses, give you access. You know, you get random access to the boundless universe when your third eye or your psychic center is fully activated. And many of the people, if you done been hit with the staff at least 4 times, you on an intuitive frequency. So I tell people all the time, put your feet in the grass. Put your feet in the grass. If you got some blockages and stuff, you gonna break down crying. If you got some trauma in you that you haven't dealt with, I'm about to bet all of that shit up out of you. So I got to get that disclaimer too for people that do intend on attending these events. Please do not laugh at the people if they start breaking down crying. You know what I mean? Be respectable. You know what I'm saying? Do not laugh at these people. Some people get to laughing. That was kind of weird. It wasn't weird, but it was unexpected. But I started hitting the brother with the staff, and he started laughing uncontrollably. He couldn't even stop laughing. But I'm purging out the quintuplicated ethers about of the nodes in the chakra field. So when that shit come up out of you, it was something that was blocking you. Sometimes you got to laugh it out. Sometimes you got to cry it out. And sometimes people just feel good. Sometimes people try to fight it. Don't fight it. Let me tell you that. If you fight it and you try to hold that shit in like it's like how you would try to hold in your boo-boo, if you try to hold it in, you're going to lash out at people after the event. It's a high probability that that'll happen. So you got to let that shit go. And don't go back to the same old bullshit that you was doing after I done hit you with this staff. Because all you're doing is wasting that energy. You're wasting those openings and you making it close back up. I got to get those type of disclaimers. But please, don't laugh. If the person break down crying, and this is not nothing staged, y'all. I don't be knowing half of these people. Yeah. Don't laugh at them, man. Don't laugh at them people that, man, they done had some shit going on and they ain't never thought that shit would get vetted up. I will vet that shit up out of you. Some people have attachments. I'll remove the attachment. It's just on you, man. Don't fight it. Let yourself go and go get grounded now, especially if you plan on coming. You plan on purchasing them tickets, go get grounded now. Don't wait till the day thereof. You say you're going to come to the Dallas one? All right. We're doing another one in San Antonio. That's going to be July the 26th and the 27th. And this will be the AAA workshop. This is not going to be a seminar. This is not going to be a regular seminar. This is for people that want to learn how to construct an activated altar. We will allocate 2 days. They already told me, like, yo, take 2 days because it might not be enough room for people in one day. I might have to book 2 days because I already know it might be too many people. I got that feeling now. Like, yo, it's going to be way too many people this time around. And then my students coming too. Shouts out to the AAA Academy and the alumni. Said, are you going to record? No. No, I'm not recording. I don't record my events. You got to come on out to the event. And those that don't come out to the event, that information wasn't meant for you. Right? But you catching fragments of these events in these lives. You catching fragments. You catch all the way leading up to the event. And then what's shared in the event, I don't talk. I expound from there after the event. But what be missing is what was at the event. And people that be coming out to these events, they realize that. They're like, damn, man, shit, so y'all should have came to the event. But people don't even know what they was missing. They won't even know that they won't be the wiser. Right? But we will have some webinars in between that time leading up to each event. You know, did we have an event? Did we have a webinar this year, you guys? Or for last year? No, we just did the S seminar. And I want to say I reran the ancestor currency webinar. We did on ancestor money. I did a webinar on that. And I reran that. But for the one in November, between that time, we got the Lionsgate Portal webinar. That's going to be in August the 8th at 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. I do it twice in the same day. And the rituals that I show people that day, if all y'all already took that webinar, y'all know you got access to it. It's for free for you. But we go over that information every year. This will be the 3rd year of the Lionsgate Portal webinar. My webinars is out cold too. And we got IASECMET 3.0 coming up as well. So every time that people miss these events or they miss these webinars, you wasn't in alignment. And that's why I tell people well in advance about the events before we even get to it. That way, if you missed it, you missed it. You know what I'm saying? If you missed it, you missed it. But we will make it up. We're going to do a spiritual app. We're taking spiritual app 1, 2, 3, and 4. And we're going to integrate SON, the science of the NETERU, because we did a seminar called O, we did a seminar called N, and we did a seminar called S. So I'm going to take all 7 of those seminars and we're going to integrate them into one study for people so you can learn about spiritual application. And we might do that one. That's going to be a 3-day weekend in Dallas. So y'all prepare for that shit now. Make sure you got your pen and your pad, man. Make sure you got your pen and your pad. Because you're going to learn how to apply yourself, man. I'm all about application. I'm result-based, effort-based. I ain't just all about all of this shit. You know what I mean? You got a whole bunch of thinkers. You got a whole bunch of knowers, and there's not enough doers. I'm doer-based. You're going to have to do something. That's why people be scared. They be getting out the way. We got something called Moon Magic Mondays. And on Moon Magic Mondays, we go through the moon magic and show people how to bring manifestation. Some of y'all know about moon magic. Some of y'all don't. But if you're struggling with manifestation or getting things in your life the way you want it to, you need to incorporate some moon magic in your life. Right? And some people run away from the moon magic because they know I'm going to hold you accountable. And I'll be like, hey, you do your moon magic this month? They be like, oh, shit, I ain't do it. I don't give a damn. Like I say, this ain't nothing religious. You do the moon magic or you don't. That's on you. Just don't complain to me and say things ain't happening for you. And don't get mad at the people that post and say, hey, look what the moon magic did for me. Don't hate on them. They applaud themselves, man. I told you, it's result-based, effort-based. You know, it's all about application, but we will go through the bouts or the tiers of spiritual application. We will go over the N seminar, the O seminar, and the S seminar, which we just did it last November. Right? It won't be those seminars, but I'm going to integrate it all into one seminar and just pull all of the highlights from all of them. And I'm going to add some more stuff to it. But it'll take about 3 days to unpack all that information. So prepare to take notes and let me flow through it. We're going to deduce it into question and answer forms. Just for everybody that missed everything. It's going to catch you all the way up to speed. And I'm going to start doing this once every 2 years. Everything that you missed up to that time, you're going to have to come out. But it's going to be a 3-day event. It's a 3-day event. That ticket going to cost because I had to compensate for my materials, my staff that I'm going to have to be there, for them not to be at work or whatever they got going on, to be stationed there to help and assist with what's going on. This shit is not free, y'all. A lot of people be wanting something for nothing and don't even be worthy of what you give them. They'll squander that shit. The price of admission is what is you be. It's not you getting more than your weight in gold. You hear me? But that's just to hold you accountable to that information, because I see a whole bunch of people squander that shit. They want results without applying themselves. That's the issue with a lot of so-called black people in the New World of North America. Y'all want all of the results without the application. You want these microwave results. You want this instant gratification. You want things to just hurry up and be on your time. And you ain't even in alignment with yourself. Tahuti will turn your water off and stop you from being capable of processing the divine intellect that's being relayed from your own oversoul. There are no shortcuts on the spiritual path. Okay, I'll take one more question. We got any other questions out there? Any other questions? Yep, y'all go to the website, 1089techvision.com. Purchase you a piece of orgone. I don't care if you get a pop socket or a small pendant. You know, if you're really about that life, you will get you a chest plate. I'm just keeping it 10K with you. Don't even play with it. Just go ahead and get you a chest plate. Like I got around my neck. Get you a chest plate. Come join the community and get access to the 3 years of information in our database. You got 3 years worth of information in there. I want to say it's about 95 whiteboards. Got over 95 whiteboards. It might be more than that. I like being modest about things, but I have enough information in the tech database to overload the circuitry of your mind. I will overload your ass. You hear me? Y'all need to come on in. What did I say? Your highest timeline awaits your ass. Man, come get on your highest timeline possible. Right? I think about all the people that have taken that quantum leap and the impact that they've been capable of having on their reality. You know, it's unfathomable. I can't even, it's beyond explanation. me see, I could turn that light off now. That shit bright. Don't forget to follow the YouTube. Don't forget to follow the YouTube channel. People say, hey, what is it? It's RéKnowology. Uh-oh. RéKnowology. That is the YouTube channel. RéKnowology. Shouts out to my subscribers too. All my subscribers, you can download this whole live. And I tell people, just subscribe to the channel. If you don't want to miss nothing, subscribe here. And once you subscribe, then you can just download the whole live. Yeah. Yeah, just download the whole live. That way you ain't miss nothing. You got everything. That shit, I'd have been on here 4 or 5 hours. How many times we done wiped the board down? Enough times. Right? It's about to be 444. Let me call out the 99 NETERU, and we're going to get up out of here. Nobody had no more questions. Abdul Kutafalat. Wabazun be about Moel Kalu. Who partner to that? Minu Nut Sheu Kamune Labihu. Atunre, Nu Nunet. He het. Kek he kek amun amunet. Atum shu tefnut geb nut or set or soru. Neptet satuk haru happy anquid anti nefertum. Mantu bepti sekmet het har best. Pata bas am hotep. Who me hurt kepri mesket meskehenit raet kentamintu. Ika ni mayat renintat sha. Sishat maftat sobek anubu. Kanum kansu tanin. Sia hikat amsu serapi. Atumre tahuti. Taret selket ha. Nehepka sokar bait. Akir anihirit wabwawit. Si ket hitet. Maresgir. Si get it astinu bahutit. Kanimtet minket him madudi kebasinu. Duamutef merit ura edunikebit. Si ket anuket jet. Tim uis anku. Apnuit. Satis. Sekti. Imta'a. Ninna. Imuet. Imseti. Kimamu. Reshef. Mary. Amun Ray. For the sake of all. Kawu. And thank you for everything. You welcome, Dana Brown. Is that Dana with the data? You felt that vibration, didn't you? Oh man, I knew you would. I follow what you were saying, Nettie. Oh yeah, he felt it as well. Oh yeah, it's realer than real, man. Y'all come out March the 7th and the 8th. You can come out either or. Come get hit with this stab, man. Get that stuff spinning in the right direction, right? The first hit, let me just tell y'all this. The first hit, when I first hit people with the stab, I'm going to align you with the crystal kingdom. You will be able to work with the crystals like you never did before after I hit you with the stab. That's the first stage. The second stage, it prepares you to operate on a higher frequency of intuition. You know what I'm saying? After that, you just tell me what's going on with you. If you need to sidebar me and pull me to the side, I won't unveil what you had going on. If you need to pull me to the side and tell me something, you got some type of trauma that you went through, just sidebar me to the side. Don't do it during the seminar. You need to inbox me after you done purchase your ticket. Let me know, and trust me, I'm going to take care of you. And after I hit people with the staff, one of my advanced students will take you in the hallway. She going to sidebar you and tell you what she's seen while I was hitting you with that staff. Right? Say he's starting to work with the Crystal Kingdom. Yeah, they bought you up in here, man. Until people be getting drawn in. Shouts out to El Dafizinango. Right? I hope I said that wrong. I mean right. Ngawo. Ifajigano. Gaio. Said just L? Okay, said just I want to say your whole name, man. I want to learn your whole name. Go ahead and type it on in there, man. I like to say people's name. I don't want to butcher your name. Forgive me for butchering it. Spell it out for me, L. Yeah, I don't like to butcher people's name. I got 26 letters in my name. Diga Jingao. Diga Jingao. LD Diga Jingao. El Diga Jingao. Alpha. Alpha Jingao. L D for Jingao. L D for Jingao. Or Fa. Okay. L D for Jingao. L D for Jingao. My man. It's all love, brother. It's all love. That's my Baruti brother right there. Yeah, man. I can't LD for Jingao. See, it's called me L. Yeah, LD for Jingao. I gotta say your name, man. Fuck that. My name Ali Zahir Ibn Abu Rasul Nabad Hakim. I'll be wanting to say people's name, man. Yeah, D for El Jingao. D for Jingao. All right, y'all. We're going to get on off of here for now. Don't forget the website. Subscribe to the channel. Thank you, Ray. Follow us on YouTube. And I'll be back again tomorrow. TikTok Tuesdays. 11:11. Catch me there. Who am I? May the ancestors be with you. Badu.